Testing, testing, testing. All right, since we're starting late in the day, let's just go ahead and get started. Hopefully all of you can catch up with me. You can always watch the replay if you miss out. So, hope you guys have all had a great weekend. I really enjoyed watching the World Cup yesterday and today. They were both very excellent games, and congratulations to Spain for winning the overall World Cup. England beat France yesterday. So that's pretty. It was very exciting games. You know, I'm not necessarily a big soccer fan, as I've said, but I really enjoyed watching the World Cup. So also, if you've been watching TGB all weekend, apologies, you know, for going on while it's still going on, but I had a lot of stuff on my plate tomorrow, so I couldn't delay this day. Thursday, I am going to be celebrating my dad's birthday with him, so I will not be on my regular times on Thursday or Sunday. Now, so I haven't, depends on what I draw today. Chances are, unless it's something I can finish tonight, you're not going to see it for, you know, till later in the week. And then I get back from my trip on Monday. So maybe we'll do the week 30 drawing on Tuesday. I know, it's gonna be late. I'm only gonna have one card left today, so I know what I'm gonna be making. Or I might draw cards, take them with me, and just post them, and then we'll go live on Thursday to make a project, okay? And we'll go over whatever this week's project was. So, sorry for the confusion, but, you know, these things happen. We all have to go, you know, go visit relatives and, you know, have a little fun outside of beads. Not that beads aren't fun, because beads are fun. If you're in the Tucson area, again, tomorrow night, I am teaching a live class. So we will be teaching our Desert Blooms bracelet. Okay. Forgot. What? Try not to forget to take them with me, the samples to the class. So from 5:30 to 7:30 in Catalina at the Freebird shop, and it's SHOPPE. I am teaching what I'm calling my Desert Blooms bracelets. So people will get enough beads, and we should have time to make both of these if people are good. If not, you have instructions and all that. $25. Register at the Freebird shop, thefreebirdshop.com. Anyways, would love to see you there. And for those that already signed up, I'm looking forward to teaching people in person and getting to see people's faces as we go along. Right now, all I get is comments, you know, so, but I do appreciate that, and I do appreciate all the likes and follows. So anyways, that's my news. Let's go ahead and jump right in and do our drawing so we can just make our project and get you guys back to your dinners or whatever, you know, because I realize a lot of you are on different time zones than me. I'm coming on smack in the middle of dinner time. But anyways, all right, so as always, on our lives on Sunday, normally at noon Mountain Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time this time of year, we draw cards, see what we're going to make for this week. So this is week 30 to Bead Stash Challenge cards. There's 3 different kinds of cards. The first one is the make cards, and these are what we're going to make this week. Now, I have all of our decks. We have 5 decks currently. We have the deck 1, we have the color deck, we have the non-jewelry findings deck, we have the sun and sea deck, we have the Desert Southwest deck. I have them all shuffled together. After I draw for that week, I make my project, I set the cards aside until we run out of cards. So we are 2 cards away from having to flip our cards over and start all anew. So this week we are going to make a sun catcher. All right. Perfect time of year for that, right? So the second kind of cards in our piles are used cards, and these are the items that we are going to take out of our bead stash to use in our project. And again, you know, I flip these over when I run out. So I like to draw 3. You can draw 1, you can draw 5. It's really up to you. But I think 3 is a really nice challenge. So we are going to use rainbow finished beads or metal in our design. I'm kind of excited about that. I just got some new rainbow chain. Use stretch cord in our design. We can do that. And we're going to use a skull in our design. All right. Well, you know, we love Day of the Dead things here in Arizona, so I'm okay with that. All right. Our last cards are our challenge cards. So these are cards that are designed to boost our creativity a little bit. So it boosts it in couple ways. One is like it may be a theme, it may be a design challenge that you have to incorporate into your design, but things to get you thinking, get you working outside your box a little maybe, and see how that goes. All right, so we have to design something with family birthstones or favorite colors. All right, I think I can do that. Turn those around a minute. So I'll have to think about which family birthstones or favorite colors I want to use. My personal favorite is anything that's turquoise or teal. My husband loves blue. My sister and niece love purple. My mother-in-law loves orange. So, you know, I got a lot of favorite colors I could do. And birthstones, you know, mine's boring because it's April, which is not boring, but it's diamonds, which are clear. So it's boring from a design standpoint, but not boring from a they're nice to have standpoint. So, other family birthstones include March, which is aquamarine, and October, which is opals. I think that, you know, there's always, I think opals and I think turquoise is the secondary one, because some lists you'll see secondary ones. So yeah, anyways, that's something to think about as I go through. All right, so I will be making a sun catcher this week. It will have rainbow finish beads or metal in it. I will be using stretch cord. I will be using a skull, and it will be designed with birthstones or favorite colors. So we'll see what I come up with there. I'm telling you right now that it may go to the favorite colors because purple looks lovely with the rainbow finish. So we'll see how that goes. Although turquoise does too. Hey Marianica, thanks for joining me. All right, we're going to I was going to use the cards with this month's Bargain Bead Box, and I was looking through it just so I, familiarize myself with what was in there, and I decided that I just really had to make a bracelet, so we aren't going to use the cards today, but I promise I will use them with this box. I have to say, this box hit a lot of my faves, so it's got turquoise, even if it's not real. It's got apatite, which is one of my favorites. And, just like these, this finish on this green vitriol finish, very pretty, probably prettier outside of the bag. I don't know if you guys can get a good look at that, but I think they're going to look lovely with these apatite. I will say, I don't love the antique brass, but I'm okay with it. It goes with these shades. Starting to use more of it. Aren't those so pretty? I love apatite. I think these are natural too. Anyways, so we've got some turquoise we can use in here if we want. I'm not convinced that I may just make something simple. I don't know. Let me look at this all together here. There's this cute little charm that has a piece of turquoise in it. We may put that on there. I do think the leaves, I really like these leaves. Matter of fact, I just ordered some more because, so I might have to include that in my design here. This one's a little green for the rest of these beads I have out. So I am going to put those ones back. All right, let's see what we've got here. So I did pull out, this is the other thing, lovely, it's a dark blue lapis beading wire, which is super pretty as well. We've got some spacer beads here, because I really don't need to pour all of those out. Let's see if we can work in like one of these links, as being the center, or we can even make it so that our class connects on there. I think I might do that. I'm liking that idea. That saves me a little bit of work too, figuring out how to hook that link on there. All right, so let's get some of these beads out. So if you guys are watching, let me know you're out there. If you're watching on the replay, let me know, because I always enjoy knowing that people are enjoying the replays. Looks like this ends already. I just sent turquoise beads all over my floor. You guys know I'm really good at making things go flying around my workspace in my office. which is why nobody ever gets to see inside of it, except for this little space that I have set aside for the camera. Alright, let's see what, get this wire out of the way. And of course I'm throwing those on the floor too. Alright, I'm just going to put a couple things on this beading wire and see what, you know, what it looks like together. We've got some turquoise, we've got some crystals, we've got some spacers. Kind of a fun spacer. It's kind of square, but with round edges. And I think all those things are going to go good together. Now I just have to decide if I want to make a pattern, if I want to make this random. So I am going to put this on one side and then we'll connect it to the other side. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and cut this string. So I like to work with maybe about 10 inches. You know, I need at least the 7.5 for the bracelet, and then you need a little room to play with on either side. I didn't have brass grip beads, but we'll just use gold. It'll work just fine. All right, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this to the side of this link. And these colors go so nice together, and I just dropped something. All right, remember we stick our crimp in the middle of the divot, we squeeze, and it makes sort of a ravioli, so you'll have 4 corners, and then you want to turn it 90 degrees, put it back in that divot and squeeze, and you start to get something a little more round. Then you just leave it in there and gently turn and squish, right? Until you get something that looks like this nice little bead there. Pick up my tools I dropped, just not something I'm going to need today, but I don't want to poke my foot. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put, you know, a spacer bead. And maybe a couple of turquoise here. I'm going to do 3 because, you know, 3 is a good number, right? It kind of odd numbers are appealing to us for some reason, right? And then how about a crystal? maybe some. I'll go ahead and put a couple pieces of the apatite now. It's kind of an interesting pattern. Let's do some more and see what we think here. So we'll go backwards. Just keep sliding around. So we had the crystal this time. And then our turquoise. And I need to keep that slid down there. Okay. And then one of our brass spacers. Do like those spacers. All right, and then let's repeat our pattern and see. Now, one thing, you know, with since I'm making the link the center of my bracelet, it also you know, I'll want weight on the other side so that it stays with that leaf standing up. So putting some heavier beads on this bottom of the bracelet. Now, these are nuggets, so they're odd sizes. And, you know, I could certainly put, you know, I could put turquoise in between. Do I? We'll see. I think it's okay here, but we may want to change it up a little because our pattern may be not a good length for let's see. Actually, I think it's going to turn out just fine, guys. So I'm going to continue. And just remember, you can never have too much turquoise or apatite in your jewelry. That is my professional opinion. Turquoise is one of those colors that works with pretty much everyone's skin tone. It's just a great kind of neutrally color. I don't like the shape of that one. It's this one. All right, let's see if we can make it to the end here. And let's see how long that comes out to be. Did I have my ruler here? I actually think that's, it measures out lengthwise. And I think when I measure around my wrist, it's good. So when you're measuring bracelets, realize that when you measure off a flat surface, you may not necessarily get the right length because, you know, some beads are bigger than other beads. So I recently got a bracelet mandrel that you can use to measure things. And I actually think it's going to be really great for doing that. But all right, but I think we're long enough here. I am going to put my crimp on, and then we will be able to play with it a little bit once we stick this back through here. So remember, you want to get some beads through here just in case your crimp fails. But if you do a good job on your crimp, it shouldn't matter unless, you know, something gets yanked really hard. All right. Now I am sliding things down and then pulling. All right, and let's see if, all right, we've got our bracelet helper here. All right. And I'm going to grab a hold of that leaf, and then we're going to hook that, and let's see how big that is. It's a little loose. So for me, see, there's a lot of space. I like maybe 2, not 3. So let's get that off of there a minute. And let's think about where we can shorten this up. So I'm going to carefully pull this wire back out. Yeah, I know you love these colors too, Marionica. All right, so let's see. We need to remove maybe yeah, I can remove some of those turquoise ones. So I am going to try to, I'm going to go all the way back to here, okay, but we're going to try to just slide things off here and keep them somewhat orderly, but you know I'm going to touch them, so, right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like several of these turquoise beads out, and hopefully that'll be enough, right? Or not too much. So I'm going to make the transition here be just one turquoise. Yeah, because I need to take enough space off of there. Now, obviously, you know, if you're making this for somebody with a bigger wrist, you would want to add enough in there, or we'd add a some sort of a chain or something to make sure that it was long enough for them. since this style, you know, the way I'm hooking it in, I mean, you could end up adding some jump rings on there if you needed to make it longer. So it's not quite as much turquoise, but it's still there, right? And now we'll get our turquoise fix here on the end. Put that back on, and so you'll see this is where it bent before, so I'm shortening it, you know, at least a 1/2 inch, which I think is what I needed. I think it was a little over that. So all right, now we're gonna put this back on there, see if we can string these. String our cord back through there. Right. And I'm going to go through at least one of these, just because I think it's helpful to have. So, all right. I actually think that's going to be pretty much perfect now, you guys. All right. So let's get this adjusted, pushed down, but I want it to have a little bit of movement in there. And let's see if we can get in there to get to our crimp. All right, we've got our ravioli. And I'm turning. Doesn't seem to be. It gets spinning on me, so I'm going to have to hold it. There we go. Yeah, it looks like we got a mess there. All right. Well, there. Got a little better. All right, well, hopefully that's enough. All right. So here's how we hook this on there. And we end up with our lovely bracelet. Woohoo! What do you think? Do we need the charm? We probably don't do it. Could add that though. I had some let's see. So we've got this. So if I added the charm, I would probably add it there. I'd save that for something else since it has the lovely leaf link here. All right, so let's put it on. Now the leaf does have a right side and a wrong side, so I'm going to hold it with the right side. Now remember, you hold one end. I find it easier, but it really depends on whether you're right or left-handed. Whether you can get that open. And we just hook that on there. And that's much better. Now it won't, because it won't, since it's tighter, it won't flip over. And the leaf should show off because the weight is down here. So it keeps that. So if you ever notice that if you have like heavy center things on your bracelets, but your clasps are kind of light, your bracelets will constantly be flipping around. This one won't have that problem. I'm loving those colors, and I think that lapis soft flex just was gorgeous with that. Gorgeous. Oh, sorry. Just admiring my wrist. All right, let me flip this over. All right, so again, I will not be on Thursday, or if I am, it will not be my normal time, and it will not be from my normal location either. But it could be close. No, it's not going to happen on Thursday. If I go live towards the end of the week, it will not happen on Thursday, okay? But I will be, at some point this week, making a sun catcher using rainbow finish beads or metal in my design, using stretch cord, using a skull, and designing something with family birthstones or favorite colors. So I will be making that happen behind the scenes, okay? So I may not be on Thursday live. I will probably just make something and post a picture, but we'll discuss it. I'll show it to you a little closer up next time we're together. And then next Sunday, I will not be back to do my drawing because I'm not taking my cards with me. I might do my drawing ahead of time, just post those cards. That's probably what I'll do. And then Thursday of next week, not this coming week, the following week, so which will be August, right? Or almost August. Well, it'll be the 30th, right? Yeah. So July 30th, I will be back regular time to make whatever our project is for next week. So, all right. So you guys have a great time. I hope you had a good weekend. If you're catching the replay, thank you so much for watching. Let me know you're out there. And love to hear from you guys. Please like and follow Desert Cat Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. The videos are on Facebook for 30 days, but then they're on YouTube indefinitely. So when I post things, I try to link the YouTube because the YouTube will last longer, okay? And once again, if you're in the Tucson area, especially western side of Tucson, I will be teaching this class live tomorrow at the Freebird shop in Catalina. At last I knew there were a few more chances to sign up. They're closed on Mondays, so you can't call to sign up. You'll have to sign up on their website, which is the Freebird, FREEBIRD, shop, SHOPPE.com, I believe. And I think you can just click on the picture and sign up for the class. So I'm looking forward to seeing people there tomorrow night at 5:30. And the rest of you, I hope you have a great week. Week and a half, maybe, before I see you. But, you know, there will be periodic posts coming up on the feed. So please like and follow those. Or at least like them. It's a free way to help us out by liking or commenting. All those things are helpful. So, and if you ever have any questions, just feel free to direct message me on Instant Messenger off of Facebook or Instagram, or you can email me from YouTube, I believe. You can comment on the YouTube videos and it will send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I see it. Okay. Have a great time. Enjoy your summer. Be safe. And I will see you live in a week and a half. All right. Bye.